Hey y'all, today we're doing order of operations. This is the way we solve multi-step problems. You've seen this in previous years in 6th grade, possibly even in 5th grade, but it's a good recap, and it of course involves negative numbers in 7th grade. So, first thing to talk about is why is there an order? And the answer is because there has to be. Because at some point they decided that there had to be a way to do it, so we're all talking the same language, and so this was what was decided. It also happens to be that it's in orders of magnitude, so like parentheses have a bigger effect on a problem than exponents do, which in turn have a bigger effect than multiplication division, which in turn have a bigger effect than addition subtraction. But that's probably why they did it in the first place. So there are two methods here. One is what you probably learned, PEMDAS. That's the American way. It's the one on the left. And then there's the everybody else way, the European way. Here's method number 2. That's GEMA. It's undoubtedly better because it covers more bases and it just has a broader feel. You'll see why when we do it. So method 1, the American way, is parentheses followed by exponents, then multiplication and division, followed by addition and subtraction. Common mistake made with PEMDAS is that people think it's in order P, then E, then M, then D, then A, then S. No. Multiplication, division happen at the same time, moving left to right. Addition and subtraction happen at the same time, moving left to right. If you do addition then subtraction, you'll have a mistake about half the time. Wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend left to right. Okay. Method number 2, I think, is a better way of thinking about it. It avoids the error. Is GEMA. It's grouping symbols, meaning not only parentheses, but also brackets and curved brackets, so it covers more things there. The exponential symbols, which is, exponents, like in the first one, but also things like their opposites, square roots, cube roots, that kind of thing. Multiplicative symbols, which covers both multiplication and division. They're opposites of each other. They tend to work the same way. And then additive symbols, addition and subtraction, groups it up so there's less confusion there. Okay? I'd recommend GEMA if I were you, because this is where people mess up. Addition and subtraction are done left to right. Oh yeah, I forgot to say. If you need to pause at any time, go back to the first one, pause, catch up, get your notes down. Please do. You don't need to be with me. You can pause at your leisure. Done left to right. So we have 3 minus 5 plus 10. There's a correct way. There's an incorrect way. Correct way, you've got 3 minus 5 and then plus 10. Correct way is left to right. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Plus 10 gives you positive 8. That is the correct way. It is done right. What about the wrong way? The wrong way that a lot of people do is they do the addition first, because PEMDAS says addition goes first, right? Well, if we do GEMA, there's no grouping symbols, there's no exponents, there's no multiplication. It's the additive symbols. So addition and subtraction left to right. PEMDAS also works, but it's kind of confusing. So if you did it wrong, that would be 5 plus 10 is 15. Then 3 minus 15 is negative 12. Wrong answer, because you did the wrong thing first. There's a reason why here. If we look at our original problem, 3 minus 5 plus 10, instead of thinking of this as negative 5, what we can do is think of it as adding negative 5. It might help our brain understand why this is the way it is. If we do 3 plus negative 5, that's negative 2, and then plus 10, it's all actually addition. Subtraction is all made up anyway. It's just a shortcut for adding negative numbers. You're welcome. Subtraction is a lie. You're welcome. Anyway, let's go to some examples. Please get these down, looking in your notes. So here we have 3 to the second power plus 2 times 3 minus 7 plus 4 times 3. Cool. So according to GEMA or PEMDAS, I'm just going to use GEMA because that's where my brain is. We do the grouping symbols. So that's all of this. Okay. Within there, I look for exponents. I don't see any. I look for multiplication. Yep. Right there. 4 times 3 is 12. I'm just going to go ahead and bring the rest down. And if you look at this right, this should look like a kind of cone that comes to a tip at the bottom of your final answer. But all I did was the parentheses. The rest I can leave behind. I'm not going to touch it until I'm done with the parentheses anyway. Now I move left to right. Left to right. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. You better be real comfortable with your negative numbers by now. Negative 4 plus 12 is going to be 8. Now I can bring the rest down just as it was written. I'll change colors for my next step. So now I do the exponents. 3 to the second power is 9. That's 3 times 3. Just a reminder on exponents, 3 to the second power is 9, not 6. Plus, might as well do this multiplication while I'm here. 2 times 8 is 16. 9 plus 16 should give me a solid 25. Not too crazy. You got it. As long as you follow your order, grouping symbols, then exponents, then multiplicative stuff, then additive stuff. You want to do PEMDAS, parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction. You can. I just think you're going to make more mistakes. My opinion, take it or leave it. Next problem, there's the last one in these notes. You have 3 plus 4 divided by 2 to the second power minus 6 all over 2. These are the complicated ones because there's lots going on and it's easy to get confused. Now, pulling up our GEMA or our PEMDAS, either one, whatever your brain's going to do is fine with me. Let's get it on here. Okay, look for grouping symbols or parentheses, either one. I don't see any. Doesn't mean we can't create them. If you want to think about the entire top as its own problem, you absolutely could, and probably should, because you're going to do that whole thing on the top first before dividing by 2. It's actually the last thing you do. This is where the order of operations gets a little more like an art, less like a science. So on the top, we got that whole problem just by itself. I restart GEMA all the way from the beginning. I restart PEMDAS all the way from the beginning. I look for parentheses within the parentheses. I don't see any. I look for exponents. Yep, right there. I'm just going to cross that out and make it a 4. 2 to the second power is 4. Now I'm done with all my exponents. I go to multiplication and division. I see 4 divided by 4. This one I'm going to rewrite part of the problem because it's going to get a little sloppy. So 4 divided by 4 is going to be 1 minus 6. I'll just rewrite the whole problem. I took care of the multiplication. Now I'm in division. I did multiplication and division. Now I'm into addition and subtraction mode. Left to right, 3 plus 1 is 4. Minus 6 is negative 2, all over 2. Because I've reset my problem, now I kind of restart the beginning. No grouping, no exponents, but that's division right there. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. That's where we're at. That's the level you should be able to handle this at. Please have this in your notes. Check out the classwork and look at the other assignments.